Hey guys, hope you guys are doing all right. Um, um, Today I just wanted to talk about loneliness catching up to me again, and still, when you're so used to it, I don't even know if I could say used to it anymore because it's days like this on a hot summer day where I think it would be nice to have someone to do something with, but I couldn't force myself into friend groups. I couldn't put on a facade and act like I was okay with things that I wasn't okay with and just go about it with the mindset that just being here is enough, because it would bring discomfort to me. So I just always find myself back in my room every time, and I try to go to work as much as I can just to be somewhere else, but I always return back to the same place. It's like a bad dog in a cage, fucking Louis. He's let out, you have some fun, drink some water, but then you start jumping on the counters and you start being mischievous. And then it's back to crate training again, but it's like, I'm not being mischievous, I'm just being me. And I don't know if he's just a badass dog and that's just him being him, but, or maybe I guess you would say a bird in a cage type thing, but, it's like, the feeling, it's almost as if my amusement, it depends on me. When I want to do something fun, it's me who has to plan for it. It's me who has to go there and laugh for both me and someone else. And that's what's kind of, it's what kind of gets to me. It's nice. I always think, it's nice sharing laughter with someone. But sometimes it does get lonely when it's only you laughing. And like if you guys think, well, get out there, get out there. you know I got a car, but still, even after getting a car, why do I feel like I have even less to do now? It's such a weird feeling, and this is how I've been feeling, and just like the isolation feels like I want it more than ever. Even though it's bringing discomfort, the fact that the loneliness is starting to settle in, oh my gosh, you guys don't understand. These past days, oh, the urge to push everybody away. I was on my Instagram and I was just thinking, I just want to remove all these people. All these people I follow, I want to remove all of them as if they were never there in the first place. But I don't know if it's self-sabotage or really just me and loneliness getting closer. And I feel like the closer I get to it, it's the more I want to get on YouTube and talk to you guys, because at this point it's like I talk to you guys more than I even talk to people in real life. These conversations I have aren't conversations that I could have with others, because not everybody understands what I'm trying to display in front of them. And that's all right. That's all right. Not everybody is willing to like go on that depth that I'm willing to touch, and that's fine. But then it's just like I just tell myself, well, maybe there is someone out there who would like to hear about the loneliness, would like to hear about the poems, would like to know about how it feels to want to do so much but just not knowing where to start. And maybe that's what I look forward to, a new type of inspiration, something else to just give me a wow type feeling, something else to bring a light in my eye. And it's summer. It's summer. Winter time was a very hard time for me, and I was looking forward to summer. And summer is just starting. It's getting really hot outside, and still those cold feelings from winter are still underneath my skin, and it's bothersome sometimes, especially days like today. Today it's my first day off. I always say that because I'm always at work. My first day off after a minute. What did I spend today doing? Well, I made my 120 special, so that was something that was fun for me, doing karaoke. But then for the rest of my day, well, I took a nap. And then I woke up and, well, I was thinking about what to do next, because that's all I think about. What next? And then, well, that would bring me to now and making this video and not knowing where to go from here. So I told myself, well, at least go to the gym. You could sit there. At least you're working out while you're thinking of everything in the world. So, you're doing, what is it called? Multitasking. And at least, like, well, I'm doing two things at once, and they're both contributing to my future, because I find times where I sit there and I think and think and think. It's what brings me to my new YouTube videos. It's what brings me to a new mindset. And that's maybe the phase that I'm in right now. I need to sit in my mind a little bit more and search for something that's gonna make me, give me a new feeling, is what it is. But for now, I just have to sit and wear these clothes and just, well, reap what I sow. And, it just really is uncomfortable sometimes, I don't have to. Like, when I wake up or just throughout my day, I never have to pick up my phone, see who's texting me. There's no one. There's no one. But what I love to see is when I pick up my phone and see a YouTube comment, it shows that regardless, there's still someone there listening. There's still someone there watching. And that's what keeps me from feeling like nobody. Because sometimes I do, when I'm always in the same place all the time, I feel like I start blending in with the walls. And then that's when I start feeling like nobody. And it's times like that where I have to look in the mirror. And when I see the person looking back at me, that's the story that tells me, well, you're somebody, Until the day comes where I'm able to look in the mirror and see nobody there, that'll be the only time I become a nobody. But for now, every time I see my reflection staring back at me, that's my reminder. You're someone, and you will continue to be someone. But I'm just trying to get back on track, get my feelings and mind back in line. But of course, things like that, it takes time. But for now, well, the only friend that will keep showing up at my door is loneliness. And I want to convince myself that it's fine, but sometimes it doesn't feel like it is. But what else can you do but feel these things? I just can't force myself to, like, put on this facade and be like a showgirl and just show out for people. It would be so, I'm just not used to being someone I'm not. That's what it is. I'm just used to sitting in my skin, so I couldn't present myself in front of people as someone else. That's not a trait of mine. That's not something I'll ever be good at. I'm too comfortable with being me. But summer nights like this and just summer days where the hot sun is out and you go driving, you just see, people having fun. You see families, you see groups of friends gather together. Sometimes I think, well, I wish I was one of them. But, at the end of the day, the odd ones are the ones that sit out. And that's me, the one who thinks too much, the one who goes over conversations, asking myself, what does this mean? Going through a whole autobiography of what actions and words mean. This is stuff that I do. I do it a lot. And it's something, well, I can't help, my brain is gonna do what it does, and that's think. And I don't want to go against it because, well, it's just gonna be two thoughts. But at the end of the day, that first thought will always be there, overpowering that other voice I'm trying to use to suppress it. So I just let it roam free and think about countless things. But I love it because it's my brain that finds the best ideas for me. It's what finds new excitement, new feelings, new things to do. So I just sit there in my mind all the time. And if you had someone sitting there talking to you, I guess you would have something else to think about. But right now, the only words I'm hearing are the words coming from my own mouth. And that's just what I wanted to talk about today. I just want to, just be able to talk to someone and just feel okay about it. And that's all. So I hope you guys have a lovely day, night, always, afternoon, wherever you are. And have a blessed time in life, guys. Bye bye.